La 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 tita.
There are lots and lots of ways to get started modeling buildings in SketchUp, and the technique that I am going to show you is one of those ways. It's great for interior designers, and that is to import a file from AutoCAD. Why AutoCAD? Well, AutoCAD, as you will see, is a great media to get very clean lines drawn very accurately. So in this floor plan, you can see that we have walls, doors, and windows. We also have plumbing, and we also have casework. And those are basically the 5 essentials that you need to have in your CAD drawings if you want to use them in SketchUp. Now, if you were to measure any part of this, you would see that it's accurately measured. This door, for instance, is 3 feet across. That's exactly what we want to have in SketchUp too. We want our model to be as accurate as possible. So CAD is a really great medium to get everything drawn with very clean lines, and then we just import it into SketchUp. So make sure that you save your CAD drawing, save it as an AutoCAD drawing file, not a PDF, not a JPEG or anything like that, an actual AutoCAD file. Save it somewhere that you can remember where you saved it. That will come in very handy very shortly. So let's go back to SketchUp and we're going to import that file. So I'm going to do a file, import, kind of in the middle. Click and you'll get a new window, and basically it's saying, hey, which file do you want to import? This is the file that I want to import. Click import. I know, lots of imports. And then you're going to get this import result box, and all it's saying is what actually imported and what did not. So entities like viewports or text from AutoCAD do not generally import into SketchUp. When you get this box, just hit close. Perfect. And now you can see that the floor plan actually came in. So let's zoom out a little bit and let's use the orbit to kind of zoom on top. There's our floor plan. It does import snugly against the x-axis and the y-axis, and that's okay. We're still drawing in the quadrant of the coordinate system that we want to draw in. And once your CAD file comes in, we need to do 2 more things to it. We need to first group it as an object, and then we also need to lock it. So I'm going to use the black arrow, and I'm going to use a selection box to highlight all of the line work. I have to right click directly on a line. If I try to right click like in an empty space or something, it doesn't work. You have to go right on a line, right click, make group. You'll notice that we get the group box, and then I'm going to right click one more time and choose lock. So again, that was right click, make group, right click, and lock. You'll notice that the floor plan highlights in red, and that just indicates that we are not able to move this floor plan. So even if I use the move command, you'll notice I can't move that floor plan anywhere. That's great. That's what we want to have happen. We want to trace on something that is not going to move. That could make tracing a bit awkward. I'm going to go ahead and click the black selection key again, and I'm going to maneuver the floor plan so that I can kind of see the top of it, something similar to this. My tip from me to you is to approach model building as though you were actually building the real house in real life. How does that happen? Homes and commercial buildings always start from the ground up. They also start from the outside and work their way inside. They also start with big details and work themselves down into little details. That is how we are going to approach this building. We're going to work from the ground up. So in this video, we're going to go over how to put in a floor and how to bring up the exterior walls. Now that the 2-dimensional drawing has been grouped and locked, we can go ahead and start doing that. So we'll start with the floor. I'm going to grab the line tool or the pencil tool. That's just what I call it, the pencil tool. And we're going to draw lines all the way around the perimeter of the building. I'm going to start here in this left-hand corner. Now I know that there's a patio. I'm not going to worry about that right this second. We're just going to concentrate on the building itself for right now. I'm going to start in the corner, and you'll notice that if I hover my mouse over corners, you'll see a purple circle. That is our goal. Get a purple circle, and you know that you have snapped accurately to the corner. So click, and we're going to drag out a pencil. I just zoomed out a little bit. Go to the other side, purple circle, purple circle. We are doing the perimeter of the building. If you use the pan command, it allows you to pan and zoom in, and then once you click the pencil tool again, you just start right where you left off and keep drawing. Purple circle, purple circle, purple circle. We got purple circles that we're drawing with purple circles. Ooh, it's exciting. I'm going to use the pan and kind of come over here, pencil tool right where I left off, and as soon as I close where I left off, you'll notice that you get a face. So a two-dimensional face. It's just like the other video showed. As soon as you close a shape using the line tool, it becomes a face, which is awesome because you just drew your first floor in SketchUp. What? That's so awesome. Good job. You're amazing in every way. Cool. So that was step one, draw the floor. Step two, we got to get these walls raised up. And the best way to do that is with the offset command. So I'm going to choose the offset. And I'm going to come down here. Sometimes it's just better to do it in the doorways for some reason. I don't know why that is. You want to make sure that your face is highlighted. And you'll notice that you get a little square that you can snap to. I'm going to click and drag. And while I'm still dragging, I'm going to type 1 and apostrophe for 1 foot. That's the width of our exterior walls. And as soon as I hit enter, it automatically snaps 1 foot. And you can see that we now have two faces. So here's a face, and here's a face. Here's a face, here's a face. And that line is snugly aligned with our CAD work. Cool, right? Now the only place that it doesn't do that is up here in the bathtub. So I'm actually going to use a zoom window, and I'm going to zoom into this area, and I'm going to show you kind of what's going on. So when we offset 1 foot, but you'll notice that these exterior walls are not 1 foot. So that means we need to get rid of the old line work in this area and add our own new line work here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can kind of see what happened when we offset. That line work joined right here at this point. So remember this point, this is where we need to start drawing, and we're going to end up stopping drawing over here. So first I need to get rid of this line work. I'm going to use the eraser tool, and again remember where this spot is. I'm going to click. See that little circle that's attached to the eraser? That's the actual part that does the erasing. So click with that line in the circle and it disappears. Erase, erase, and I'm also going to erase this line. Now I don't want this little bit. I don't mind keeping the rest of it, but unfortunately I can't erase just a little bit. I have to erase the whole thing. So I'm going to erase, and you'll see how it took away that whole line. So remember that we need to finish over here. Now all we need to do is just redraw the line work using the pencil tool. So pencil. This is where the pencil left off the last time. So I'm going to click, purple circle, purple circle, purple circle. Oh, I missed a little bit, so I'm going to undo, and I'm going to click back here and purple circle, purple circle. And what's really cool is as soon as I start dragging down in this area, you'll notice that there's a little dashed or dotted line that kind of aligns to the other side. SketchUp is smart. It knows where you left off on the other side. It gives you a guideline so that you can trace accurately again. So I'm going to click. And the last line I'm going to put in, I actually need to do the pan tool. Pencil is to draw it right here. Excellent. So again, we had a line already here. We had to erase these lines because they weren't accurately drawn, and we redrew it. So now if I use the push-pull tool, you should be able to see that now we have two faces, the inside and the exterior walls. And now our exterior walls look accurate. They are drawn right with that CAD line work. So I'm going to grab this and push it up, or pull it up, and I'm going to type 9 feet. That's how tall that we want our walls for this project. 9 feet. enter. And it will have drawn your walls at 9 feet. Look at that! So in this video, you learned how to import a CAD drawing, and you learned how to trace the flooring, as well as how to trace and adjust exterior walls as necessary. Use the push-pull tool to lift them up to 9 feet, and you're ready for the next step, which is going to be to add the interior walls.